Did the Tigers upset the Tide?
I think they do. I know Alabama never loses at home. I know it, and I know it's like seems foolish, right? Just don't pick against the Patriots or the Tide, you know, especially at home, because the bottom line is they have these great head coaches. LSU's offense is the story. They score more points than any team in the nation. They have the second most passing or second most yards per game. Yards per game, second most to Oklahoma in the nation. And talent for talent, they match up. And Coach O, by the way, I don't know when people are going to recognize, like, I was out in L.A. for 6 years doing radio and doing Sports Nation and watching that team closely. And Coach O, even when he was the interim coach, he had him playing. But for some reason, people didn't believe. There was like this sense they wanted Sarkisian back, right? No, they should have stayed with Orgeron. He's just excellent. And watch out when you see a team traditionally known for defense with a head coach who has a defensive background, but their offense is high flying. They got the best quarterback, and it's in a year when Alabama's defense is not exactly what it's always been. I just see all the elements here for an actual Alabama home loss that will knock them out of the college playoff this year.
Wow. It's a hot take.
I know it's impossible for you to do this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I need one-word responses from you when I ask you this question, Max Kellerman. Orgeron, when he was at USC, what year was that?
Oh, 2014. You know, I'm old, so the years blend together.
I'm older, but it's a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
It's a few years ago, right? When you were doing a great job.
Thank you, sir.
On radio in L.A. Was Orgeron the coach at LSU last year? Yes or no?
And?
Yeah, I'm just asking.
And?
Yes.
And?
I'm just asking. What's the
And is a one-word response.
The man lost to Alabama 29-0. He was great. It didn't matter. Say it with me, y'all. Roll Tide. Let me tell you something right now. Let me be very, very clear. If this was in LSU, if this was in Baton Rouge, it would be different. You going to Tuscaloosa, baby. It's a wrap. Nick Saban and the crew are going to close these boys out. Tua's coming back. That was your only hope. Your only hope was for him to be injured, okay? He's not injured. This dude, Joe Burrow, that everybody been raving about, I got respect for him. He's got a bright future. I wish the kid nothing but the best. I know he's going to be in the NFL, but damn it, that ain't going to help him tomorrow. He's in a world of trouble, and I don't care what anybody says. Tua's coming back. I'm sorry, this kid, Najee Harris, last year when he went up against them, he had only 83 yards on 6 carries. Now he's the focal point because Damian Harris is in the National Football League. Judy is still there. Ruggs is still there. Waddle is still there. Devontae Smith is still there. They got a crew. And I'm telling you something right now, even though LSU might score some points, they ain't going to get shut out. I'm certainly not going to predict that. It don't matter. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, that high-powered, high-octane offense led by Tua will roll over LSU. National television. Alabama's listening to me right now. I went there a few weeks ago. I gave a speech to this team, and I'm going to say it right now. I ain't going to be no speech. I'm looking into the camera. I'm looking at the Tide. What did I tell y'all when I saw y'all this summer? Damn it, did you remember how Clemson rolled over you in the national title game? Beat you down 44-16. Beat you like you stole something. Did that hurt? Was that misery still there? The answer was yes. You had to make up for this. You've been doing so all year long. You finished the damn job. You want to go back and get a championship. You can't let LSU get in your way. Take them out. And that's exactly what Alabama will do tomorrow.
You're right. Coach O is that when you have a guy with a defensive background as the head coach, until he finds the right offensive assistant, you know, the guy who's going to, you can't really look at the offense and judge what he's doing now before he finds that guy. Joe Brady from the Saints. They took him from the Saints. Look what's happened to the offense. That RPO is killing people. So, the results are what they are. You are the best offense in the nation to go with the defensive talent. And again, don't get fooled by the brand name. I'm not saying you can't look at Saban's track record in these kind of games and give it tons of respect.
With a bye week.
You must.
With a bye week.
You must give it tons of respect. But sometimes a team comes along where you really have to focus on where they are, where Alabama is. I see the improvement in LSU's offense far outstripping any kind of defensive talent on Alabama, which is, listen, Alabama can always play defense, but compare this defense to recent, Alabama vintage defenses. Not quite the same.
I'm not trying to sit here and imply that LSU can't beat them. I know how ultra talented LSU is. I know they got the horses that can get the job done. But my issue is that they're rolling in the Tuscaloosa to do it. If it was in neutral territory, if it was in Baton Rouge, that would be different. But the fact that they got to roll in the Tuscaloosa after Nick Saban has had an extra week to prepare, recognizing the fact that you're Alabama and you got stomped in the national championship game. And if you lose this game, the likelihood is that you're not going to have an opportunity to defend. Remember, Alabama's number 3 in these polls because you had Ohio State and obviously LSU, and then you got Penn State on the back. You got Clemson on the outside looking in. They can't afford to lose this game and go for the championship.
You think
they can't afford
Alabama's
to lose it?
got more NFL players on that roster than LSU right now? I don't know. LSU is stacked.
But you know what I want to do before we go, guys? I want to focus on the quarterbacks. We know what Tua's capable of. Joe Burrow obviously completing almost 80% of his passes. Max, do you think this game should determine the number 1 pick in the NFL draft?
I can't say that this game should determine it. I will say that what looked like a lock a couple of years ago at this point, Tua is going to be the number 1 pick. He's special. That is far from certain right now. Joe Burrow is the real deal and has gotten so much better, he could easily go 1.
I'll say that, and I can't disagree with it, but I will tell you this. Excuse my analogy. But you know what? In pressure breaks pipes, as they say. Palms get sweaty, other things get tight. In moments like this, you find out the men from the boys. We're going to find out tomorrow about Joe Burrow. I already know about Tua. We're going to find out about Joe Burrow tomorrow. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.